Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. When last we left off, we had been doing a good deal of running around dealing with all the different festivals and all, and the various events going on in that, and the quest and everything. So today we are going to try to get back on the chain of the epic line here. Plus we have a couple of pieces of mail to do as well. Plus the Spring Fest is going on. It seems to have started as well, according to the message that has popped up in my screen here. I had, when I logged in, a message saying the Spring Fest is in town, or in effect, or whatever it is. Quest available, you know, the little thing it gives you. So we clicked on that. We got the Spring Fest and accepted it. It's over there. Should be over at the festival grounds, which is great because that is where we are. One of the places we're headed. If we can pull up let's go right up here. There should be a mailbox right up here, isn't there? And yes, being a VIP, I can pretty much check my mail anywhere and everywhere I want to. But let's go right up here and to the Prancing Pony and check the mailbox here. We had this message from Saradan saying, Fernie is not done yet. Greetings. I am Saradan, and my lord, Strider, asked me to watch your progress in these lands. Your efforts to thwart these brigands may appear to be at an end. I fear it is not. If you would visit me at my lodge, we can discuss, in depth, the depths to which Bill Fernie has sunk. Saradan. We have a map to Saradan's lodge. How convenient. There we go. And here is Eogar. Hello, friend. While performing his duties here at Hingstasa Farm, my stable hand Cam found the beast of burden you had been riding. I wanted to assure you that the horse is alive and well. I also wanted to send along an offer to you. Take the time to read the attached letter. There are directions to the farm from Bree, and an offer that I think you may find appealing. Thank you for taking good care with my goods. Eogar, directions to Hingstasa Farm. This letter provides information on how to reach Hingstasa Farm. Alright, we would attach that item too. That took care of our mail for the day, didn't it? Oh, what else we got? Quest item. Alright, acquired an item to give a quest. That's the Hingstasa Farm. Directions to Hingstasa Farm. From the west gate of Bree, travel north along the Greenway until you pass Thornley's farm on your left and an old ruined fort on your right. There's a thin trail beaten by the hooves of Hingstasa horses and ponies that leads up the hill beside those ruins. Follow that trail to the east and north and you will find your way to Hingstasa Farm. Sure, we'll go ahead and take that quest. We will throw it up there as well as throwing up the quest for Book 1, Chapter 8. Let's add that to the quest tracker. That's the one where we have to go and find and talk to good old Tom Bombadil. Nope, not there. There, that's what we want. So let's head on out. I'm thinking actually what we're going to do is let's take... Where's bag 1? There we go. Is this the one that goes to... That's the map to Saradan's cottage. That's the map to the Spring Festival. Let's take the map to Saradan's cottage first, alright? This map will lead you to the home of Ranger Saradan in Breeland. There we go, Saradan's call. Gnarlrynae. I write to you on behalf of my captain. Okay, so it is a little bit more. I write to you on behalf of my captain Strider. I am tasked with watching the events here in Breeland and have learned that you have done much to assist the folk here. Your recent efforts in Breeland came to my notice when I learned you had aided a hobbit with a problem with brigands. Your efforts against the bandits are admirable, and though you may have thought they are at an end, I regrettably must inform you that they are not yet finished. Bill Fernie, a citizen of Bree, in his own self-interest endangers the lives of all the citizens of this land with his actions. If you are willing, make the journey north along the Greenway to my cabin. You will find it east of Thornberry's farm, between Bree and the borders of the North Downs. Saradan. Alright, so we've got to deliver that note to Saradan. We have got to Directions to Hingstacer Farm. Yeah, we got that. I guess that's the one we've already used in order to... A lot of these times they'll give you a little box that pops over here, but I guess it already gave it to us. Gave us the contents of it whenever we got the one that gave us the quest there. Looks like dawn is coming. Is it the late watches? It is the late watches. All right. So let's keep track of that. Yes, it is night when we're logging in, but it is late at night and headed toward dawn. So we can try and keep track of exactly what it is that how much of our thinking that we're always logging in during the daytime, always logging in at nighttime, is just part of our self-fulfilling prophecy here. Now, we need to head out the Great East Road until we come to the path to the north along the Greenway. It's the Greenway crossing. And head on north this way. Not sure we've actually followed this before, but this way I'm sure we followed it many times before. We've been up there, but it'll give us a chance to just walk along and chat and avoid the field bears and all while we do it. And the tuskers, you see everything here is still a pretty good blue color to us all. We haven't out leveled these areas. Let's see, there's a house here where one of the chief constables, is it Greenbrier? Is that his name? Anyway, him and a number of his constables are around here. The Chief Watcher, there we go. Yep, Chief Watcher Greenbrier, that's the one. Him and a number of his are standing around here, so let's go on up the steps and talk to him and see what he's got for us. Do something for me. Level 14, Sharky's Men. My job is to guard Bree. I don't have the men to waste patrolling the countryside, but of late I've had reports of brigand raids near and around the town, so I moved to this location to keep closer watch. I need someone to look into these rumors, and I've coin to spare for anyone willing to help. There have always been a few outlaws in the hills and dales north of town, but it seems that recently they've grown both more numerous and more bold. If you can find out what's going on, it would be appreciated. Careful, though. Once, these outlaws would flee any armed man, but now they are more prone to attack without warning. The farm across the road seems to be overrun by these brigands. You could start your investigations there. So find evidence of the brigands' loyalty. That we can certainly do. You know, Greenbrier used to not be here. Whenever the game first started and all that, way back in the distant ages, Greenbrier was actually in town. I'm wanting to say he was actually in town, like on the first floor of the... like over there in the first floor of the town hall, if I'm remembering correctly. I believe that's correct. If not, he was right outside the door in that little plaza there. The one where they've moved that person who's up on the corner talking to her little group of listeners. It reminds me a lot of, I have to go by there and take a look sometime. Oh, yep, we're getting into yellow bears now. I'll have to go by there and take a look sometime and see what exactly it is that they're talking about there in the courtyard square. I was wanting to say she was sitting there complaining about how the rich folk have taken all the good pie fillings for themselves. But no, that's the one that preaches over there. That's the one that talks over there near the stable master and all in the town of Michael Delving in the Shire. We're looking around, see? You're going to stand there lollygagging, or are you going to pick up some tools and give us a hand? Millicent Greenlake, checking around to see if there's any quests that we haven't picked up in this area yet. There's usually some quest here at Thornley's farm and the work site. We may have to go over to the actual, may have to go right up there to the actual farmhouse and get them from up there to start this particular start this particular branch. As you see, they're building yet several buildings here. Looks like another inn or something, some sorts of lodging here along the greenway going to the north. Don't see any out that way, although there seem to be quite a few forges and stuff, should you need to use one. Have need of a forge. There are several up there. Let's go here to the Thornley Farm, which I believe is the name of this area here, and see if there are any quests that we can locate up this way. Alright, we've got a meal. Back Thornley's worksite again. Anything? Do you have one here at the... You have anything here? I do see a quest ring, but it's not on Miss Thornley there. Which one's it on? Several quest rings, in fact. Alright, Ray Thistlebird, Traveling Vendor. Bears Craving Honey.
Would you do something for me?
Level 18. Have you seen the bears around here? They stumble so close to the farm both day and night that I think they are either growing tame or worse. If they continue to come closer to the farm, then it's possible they will attack. And if we put the horses in the stable before then, well, the Thornleys will certainly lose much. If you are willing, I can offer up some coin for thinning out the bears around this area. You will find the bears I'm talking about roaming about from the old Greenway Fort in the east through the Brandywine Hills in the west. Return to me when you've culled this lot. So defeat bears in the northern Bree Fields, 12 of them. And that's the ones that are currently coming up yellow to us. So yeah, we are getting into the area where we're going to actually go on up to level 17 here shortly. What sort of stuff do you sell? Dry rations, hard rations, rich rations, tasty rations, simple rations, and kindling material. I miss the days when you had travel rations. I really do. I understand why they took them out of the game and all that, but daggnummit. It did add to something, you know, the travel rations you had to buy and carry with you and use.
Like to take a moment of your time.
Whenever you wanted to use like hunter skills and stuff. I do miss those. A Hollow of Wolves from Nate Brittleleaf. Greetings, friend. Did the missus send you around to talk to me? I've told her time and again, Mr. Thornley too. The horses will get spooked if we bring them in with what goes on here at night. There are wolves all around these lands, and they've a den to the west where the Brandy Hills begins to rise in the distance. Until we thin out the number of wolves, we cannot risk the horses being moved here. If we thin out their number, I will think about bringing the horses out here to the farm. I'll even pay to get the help we need. Interested? Sure, we'll take that one. Just continue cycling through. After having such a clean quest log with only one quest available on it, and that being the epic, it's nice to see we're starting to fill it back up again. This must be his brother Ham.
Would you do something for me?
Boars making beds. The others are concerned about the carnivores. The others are concerned about the carnivores stalking about these lands, but I am worried about the boars. They are certainly capable of eating meat, but it is their bedding habits that concern me. The number of boars in these lands is enough to trample down the surrounding fields and destroy the food supply we need for the animals. It is for this reason that I would ask you to hunt the boars. Will you help? So defeat 12 boars. Sure, we'll take that also. Okay, so we've got those done. Let's head on over this way. I still don't see. I was wondering if taking those would get Mrs. Thornley a ring on her, but it has not. She is still ring-free. And it is Mr. Thornley's place to put a ring on her, not mine. So I will let him tend to that. And I'll bet I know where Mr. Thornley is as well, if I remember correctly. Okay, bears, I don't see anything out that way. So I don't think there's any more. Where is Sardan? Have we passed Sardan's? I do believe we have. We are on the road on up there toward Hingstacer, but where we need to be going is right up here, I believe. This is Sardan's cabin. Yep, indeed it is. Let's try and avoid the orange wolf there, and the blue boar, and the yellow bear, and see if we can get right on up here and visit Mr. Saradan. There we go. Saradan's cabin. Managed to sneak through everything. Hello, Saradan. What have you got to talk to us about? Saradan's call.
Greetings.
It is good to finally meet you, Gnarlrynae. Your efforts in these lands restores hope where it is needed most. I only hope that we can lean upon you for more assistance. We must work diligently to undo the harm that has been wrought on these lands. I pray that we are not too late in beginning our efforts.
What can I do for you?
Very good. My brethren's call. Your reputation precedes you. We are well aware of your efforts here in Breeland and abroad. We, the Rangers of the North, thank you for all you have done. I wonder, though, are you willing to aid us even more? Are you willing to stand against foes that have long risen up against the men of Middle-earth, threatening to tear us out by our roots and make the world over in the grim visage of evil? I think you are willing and able. It is for this reason that I ask you to make your way north along the Greenway to the place where a pass cuts toward the eastern hills. There, in the ruins of the Greenway Fort, you will find one of my brethren. His latest reports tells me of a great danger growing out of the north, and he is in need of much assistance. So we need to go and talk to Andrag at the Greenway Fort. We can do that. And let's look at Thornley's farm.
How can I be of service?
The Thornleys, farmers and workers of these lands for many generations, have been spared much danger from the brigands. Word has reached me, however, that the patriarch of the family has gone missing, as he went to deal with foes out of the north. If you are willing, I would ask that you go visit Rose Thornley to the west at her home, and ask after the well-being of her husband. That would be the one that I was thinking of, and there's Thornley's bow. My first hobbit, my very first character on here, Bramfast. He carried around Thornley's bow for a very long time after doing this quest. I knew we had a request to go talk to Rose in there somewhere. So let us not forget that we had that blue one over here, where we need to go deal with some brigands, I believe. But first up, let's head on up this way, through the little pass in the hills, and head on over to the Springfest. Let's make sure that that is actually occurring and that this wasn't just some old random quest thing popping up, because I've discovered that occasionally that will happen. During the anniversary festival, I actually logged on pretty much all my characters so that they could get credit for the anniversary festival and get the initial part doing. All my mules and everything else. And I had mules that when I logged them in, it gave me things like, the Yule Fest is going on. The Fall Festival is here. Come to the Haunted Burrow. That's how many. Yep, Sally's here, the Race Master's here, so the festival's definitely going on. That's how many quests I was behind to on those characters, and I'll guarantee you those were quests I had had for a very long time. Very, very long time. Alright, there's the Spring Rewards vendor. There's the Spring Provisioner. Let's come over here and let's talk to the Rewards vendor right quick. He has got one as well. A Taste of Spring and the Splendor of Spring. Welcome, friend. I am mighty glad to see folks so interested in our hedge maze. It so happens that I've had some wonderful rewards that might amaze a maze-goer like yourself.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
All right, so he looks like he has got the wrapper for the Spring Festival activities. You see right there, he's the one 0 to 10. So that's where you go to get the wrapper for doing Spring Fest events. There's a lot to do during the Spring Festival. Get out there and get involved and earn rewards. All right, we got the wrapper. And then the Splendor of Spring.
Would you do something for me?
Complete a Bluffing Bloom intro. Okay. So it looks like they're starting to do the ones where you do the daily, do X amount. Welcome, my friend. If you're here for the Spring Festival, I'd recommend you look around and participate in many of the fun activities around here. If you're not here for the Spring Festival, maybe you should be. For the folks that participate in many of our activities, there might just be a reward in store for you, so get out there. And remember, if you get lost in the hedge maze, just yell for help. Okay, a Bustling Bloom intro, which I bet we pick up from you now as well, don't we?
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
Yeah, complete a Taste of Spring 4 times. So that would be, what, 40 events. Do it, the 10 events over 4 days. There are many rewards that await those who participate in the Spring Festival, and for those that celebrate for many days, the rewards are all the grander. Indeed. All right, Sergeant Tom. Wonder if that's a play on Major Tom. Could be. Could be. Can't say for sure it is, but why not? Now, of course, the hedge maze is right over here. Back around this part. You can either go to the northern part of that. You can go, I like to go over this way. We're going to have to cross the horse track. There you go. Try not to get run over. And of course, over here you have the Maze Master and all the various maze events. Gonna have to let Mindfiend know about this. I think the Springfest maze is one of his favorite things. He loved running through the Springfest maze, the hedge maze here, the way that I love running through the Haunted Burrow. And he hates the Haunted Burrow the way that I hate the Springfest maze here. So we will have to see if we can actually make it through it this time. Plus, I want to check. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember, is it the spring? Do they have any of the fishing quest? I think that's just Summerfest and Harvest Fest that has the fishing quest, but we will have to look it up and see if that is correct. If it is, I'll put it right up here. They'll either be yes it does or no it doesn't, depending on the fishing and all. I hope there is, because I haven't gone fishing in a long time. So there you go. That is where we are going to stop this time. Next time, we are going to go take care of that blue quest, definitely. And then we will probably check around in the area, look around in Bree, see if there's any other like level 14, 13, or 15 quests that we need to catch up on while we are in the Bree area. And then we'll get started on a lot of these here for the Northern Bree Fields and go see Tom Bombadil and the other, and finally level on up, take the stone out and level on up to level 17. So we will see you then. In the meantime, we are going to think about what part of the Springfest we're going to start first, and we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along, and bye-bye.